Welcome to the Digital Roast. My name's Ranae Dodds and I am the Focus Branch Manager in Christchurch. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you for joining us today. This is episode 3 of season 2. We've been chatting about automation and ERP, what ERP is, what automation is, why you need it. And today we're going to continue that theme of automation with a new guest. This guest is also a technical expert. And welcome along to the podcast, Graeme.
Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
You good? Digital roast? Your roast? What's your roast of choice?
My roast, I'm a bit special. First thing in the morning, I go for a short black, so just the shot, just to get me going for the day.
Yeah.
And then later on, or maybe if it's a weekend, add some milk for a flat white.
So how many coffees in a day would you have? Just the 2? Or?
That's how the day's going. But a couple, yeah.
So this morning, how many have you had first podcast experience?
I've had my short black for the day,
yeah.
And onto my second now.
Yeah, good, excellent. Okay, so as I said, today we're going to talk about automation. We're also going to bring in reporting and just how we utilise reporting and automation together, how the two of them go hand in hand, and how we work in more of a modern way as opposed to how we may have worked, 10, 15 years ago. So that kind of leads me into my first question for you, Graeme. So just in your experience and your background, maybe just give us a backstory first of how you came to be our technical expert.
So I came from a end user perspective of ERP or business software. So I was a big user of that and have always been quite inquisitive. So I wanted to work out how it all worked and how to make it better and improve processes and systems and all that type of thing. So naturally then ended up coming over to become a consultant of business software. And my eyes were open to the whole world of what it can do and how it can make business processes and things work better and more efficiently. And
And that's been a how many years journey for you? 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, might need another coffee. I think it's been about 7 or 6.
Yeah. Okay, so and just thinking back to that of like when you first come over, obviously there was a big learning journey of being a consultant, but also we have certainly changed how we work today as to how we worked, 6, even 5 years ago. So with the tools that you use now as technical consultant, can you just kind of talk through what you're seeing and kind of the reasons why we think people should be investing in automation and in reporting?
So for the businesses we work with and for ourselves, we always have been on a journey to use tools better and get better information quicker with less hassle. So I think that's been something that's been a big theme over that time, and it's always good to see when somebody can get more value out of their business system using automation, reporting, or the two hand in hand, because you end up with what you need to see, when you need to see it, and more recently, wherever you are is a big thing. So one example would be that previously you had to be in the office on your computer that was connected to where everything was stored, but with cloud-based systems these days, you can be on the beach on your phone, hopefully not doing work, but sometimes that need is there, and so you can dial right in and see the information that you need to make a quick decision or help somebody with something. And that goes sort of both ways, is that as consultants we can be available wherever we are, so it makes that sort of work flexible, and we're able to be mobile in terms of being able to support people, and when we go see them on site, we can easily work with them there, but also work with whatever we need to do wherever we are.
Yeah, but that's interesting, right? So that's really powerful for a business owner to have that portability and to be able to just dial in wherever they want. They're not also bound to the office. They can be out, doing other tasks and not having to sit back to the office, pull reports, try to get data to make some informed decisions. So yeah, it's a different way of working, I think, now. But there is the unfortunate part that we can't get away from it sometimes, and that we just need to make sure we put our boundaries in place.
Yeah, that's right. Boundaries are a big part of applying that sort of thing. But usually the benefits outweigh the downsides like that. But and that's been a big trend, I guess, is especially since things like COVID, working from home and all that type of thing. Access to data readily and quickly from a remote location was highlighted as a huge need that a lot of people didn't realise they had that need until they got forced to be put in that position. And it's great that was a good sort of catalyst to drive that want.
The change as well.
Change.
Yeah.
So, now that's sort of common practice and expected. It's good to see people adopting that approach, and it means that we can provide opportunities of how they can get that data and serve it up in the way that they want it.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of businesses during COVID just, maybe didn't realise how paper laden or how reliant they were on passing, staff approvals or whatever, pulling reports from each other. So yeah, it's certainly evolved, isn't it? Can you just kind of talk us through the sorts of reporting tools that go hand in hand with automation now? Because there's lots of words out there's lots of different things that people can use, but just in your experience, can you just give us some examples or some chat around some different ones?
Yeah, so business systems will often have quite a lot of powerful reporting within them, but sometimes they don't meet all of the needs, whether it's you're needing to connect with other systems or softwares and that sort of thing. Sometimes there is a need to either retrieve the data from your business system or from other places into your business system. So it can kind of be both ways. So it really comes down to the needs of who's doing it and what works best for them. But the good news is that with these modern solutions, you can sort of go both ways and get what you need, whether that's integrating with, everyone loves an Excel spreadsheet, and that might in some cases seem like a bit of an old-fashioned way to do reporting and that sort of thing. But on the flip side, there are really powerful functions and abilities in Excel that can make especially consolidated reporting really good and really useful. So feeding data into that can be an option, and there's great tools for that. Likewise, other products like Power BI and dashboarding and reporting tools like that makes it so easy these days to pull data into that, and you can really do all sorts of things that maybe the business software might not do as well. It really comes down to the preference of the user, but the good news is that whatever their sort of wants and needs are, there's probably a way to give them that using one or more tools.
Yeah, I think as we've been talking about ERP, and we've been saying that it's one central place where all your business information is and your processes and your workflows all pull from it. But there is certainly, as you said, there is a certain limitation. And so the fact that there is those other add-ons or that other community of vendors out there that can easily bolt in or integrate in to just get that extended functionality just makes it really powerful, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the good thing there is just to recognise, it's often thought that, if I've got my data in my central system and then I'm going somewhere else, often the misconception could be I'm having to copy my data there or it becomes out of date over there. But the way that things integrate these days, it's always a live link, meaning that you've actually still got your central source of data that's live, up to date when you need it, but you can view it and modify it and change it from other places. So while it is involving more pieces and a network of building what you need, it's still that live central source data that's up to date. So you kind of get the best of both worlds in that way.
Yeah, real time. And I mean, again, I'm using the word powerful, but it is a powerful tool to just have all of that integrated at your fingertips. And it makes for the end user, for the people that are working, it just makes their day so much easier that they're not having to spend heaps of time doing menial tasks. Can you give us some examples where you've been working, because you've been working on lots of projects and implementations over the years? Is there one that sticks out around reporting and automation and how you've been able to put some real efficiencies in place?
Yeah, there's probably quite a few because, like I mentioned before, there's a bit of a trend of people starting to go down that direction and find ways where they can report quicker and easier, that sort of thing. Some examples are more in terms of process automation. So that might be where they have identified, here's something that I do the same every time and it takes me however long. So by putting in some automation there to remove the need for them to manually do that every day for 10 minutes, half an hour, they've freed up that time and it will just automatically happen. They can then focus on the other examples that do need manual intervention and that sort of thing. So what you end up with there is those examples of, let's take an example. We had one client and they were processing invoices all day long. There was a set of customers that the invoices were always correct. They were always the same. So there was no need for somebody to manually open it, check it, do what they needed to do to process it through the steps. So we put that on a schedule that every day all invoices for that customer or group of customers would just push through, send it out, ready for them to pay. So that meant that their admin staff could focus on the ones that didn't meet that rule and, spend more time and be more thorough in their checking of those ones that they knew did need that checking. So not only did they save time not having to check the ones that didn't need checking, they could be more focused to look for issues on the ones that needed it. So that was a good example of process automation that saves time and lets you focus on things that are more important. Yeah. Likewise, we can also use reporting and automation hand in hand. So whether that is looking at information and trying to identify exceptions or issues and that sort of thing. So they can be, again, at any time, they can use a report or a screen to tell them, here's all the exceptions. You might need to investigate these and have a look. Likewise, we can have that set of information emailed or send a text message or that sort of thing to advise people either as it happens or a summary for the day or end of the month. All that information can be provided so people aren't waiting till down the track when it really has become an issue. They can address those problems straight away. So we have a lot of examples of that where certain exceptions will be identified and then we write a report and say send that out every day or week so somebody can have their finger on the pulse to catch those before they become a bigger problem.
And that's a real time saver, isn't it? That's great. You can do that, and then when you come to that month end, as we know, sometimes some companies spend hours and hours processing their month end because whatever transactions are incorrect, so you're just taking them all out, and then people are being more productive. That affects the bottom line. Why wouldn't you invest in automation? Really, it sounds it sounds really good. So do you have any other examples there?
I was just going to say, actually, just because we're there, you can actually go a step further than that. So we do also have examples where, yes, we're reporting on exceptions. We're letting somebody know, but within that group of exceptions, we have identified, well, actually within them, half of them meet a rule that we know the fix for. So we can then automate on the automation to say, fix it.
Wow. So, automate on the automation.
So it starts to stack up where we can say not only can we identify the issues, if it's able to be identified how to fix that issue, we can have it check, send the report, fix the ones that meet that rule. That, if it's, a variance of less than an amount, we code that differently or whatever the scenario is. And then again, that leaves the person to review the remaining exceptions, spending less time on fixing things up, just those ones that need that manual intervention. Humans are still important for those ones.
We can't automate. They still need objectives, right?
Yeah, and we can't automate everything because we need that human checking and that sort of thing in some scenarios. But it's great that for the ones that we are able to write a rule on, we can just push them through, fix them up, and everyone's happy.
That's all really great, Graeme, hearing about all that automation. And of course, you were pivotal in the Fjord and Lobster implementation of the case study that's just come out around all the automation and the efficiencies and stuff that they got. So that must have been quite a rewarding project for you to work on.
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot going on. They have come from a previous system, which was doing some clever stuff, which was really good, but it was a good opportunity to work with their team and look at all of their processes and ask a few questions, sort of, why are you doing it that way? How come you're doing that 3 times? Maybe we could do it once and automate the other 2 and that sort of thing. So there were lots of examples in there where we could really improve what was a good process, but look for those opportunities to add value and make it even better. So yes, that was good. Yeah. But yeah, a really rewarding project, and it's been great to see them quickly find all the benefits in their new software and the ways that it's saving them time and cost to get all their processing done. A big operation with lots of moving parts. So yeah, it's been really good to see them go through that journey.
And of course, the journey is kind of not over, really, right? Because now that they've got the platform, they can just keep, as their business evolves, they'll just keep calling us and coming up with ideas, as well as us coming up with ideas as we hear and see more things that are happening and as the product evolves with more features.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a big thing that happens all the time as well, is that we kind of open the Pandora's box once we show lots of things that you can do with modern tools. We, solve a few problems here and there and save some time and add some value. And then the floodgates open, they start saying, oh, well, if we could do that, can we do this? Yeah. And we say, yes, you can.
and that's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. And that's great. And that's the sites that you really enjoy working on, and people that are wanting to invest, see the value in it, find ways to take their staff away from those day-to-day admin tasks and, put them into more strategic tasks. So automation is the way to do that, right? That's right. The key. It's the key. So just a final question for you, Graeme. If we've got new listeners here today, some of the areas we've been talking about is resonating with them, and they're thinking, they could do some discussions around ERP or automation or next steps for them. What should they be considering? What can they do to kind of start asking some questions?
Yeah, well, the good thing about that, like some of the examples, is that it doesn't have to be that you jump to fully automating everything you do. You can start small. So it might just be that you have a think about, what is something that I do the same every time and I spend time doing it? And can that be automated just to free up some more time to focus on more important things? And that might be a simple task that's done once a day or once a week, or just something to sort of dip your toe in the water and see how it works, make sure you're happy with it, and then you can expand your horizon from there and start thinking of other ideas. So you can do as little or as much as you want from the get-go, but no doubt you'll start to see the benefits of that and then build on that in terms of what else you can automate, whether it's processes, reporting, access of information. It can all be done, but yeah, starting small is probably a good idea, just to get something in place and then start to see the benefit and the value of that.
That's probably good advice, right? Because some people could be listening to this going, oh my God, how much time is this going to take to automate my business, if they look at all of their processes? So yeah, steady as she goes, little things at a time. Yeah. Excellent. Right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today on this podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's been fun. So that's us for today. So just in summary, it was interesting talking to Graeme around automation and reporting, some of the real life business cases that he talked to us about. I like the last tip that he said, that you just don't have to automate everything. You just dip your toe in, do a little bit. I think we need to, as business owners and as end users, to be curious and to ask questions and to be saying, why does this take so long? Why does it have to be this way? It doesn't always have to be so menial. It doesn't have to be mistakes and rework. And maybe let's look to automate more and we can be more productive. So that's the end of episode 3. We'll see you next time. Thank you.